what is success? What is success to you right now? What is it to you? One sentence. What is success to you? To me, success is my ability to fail and get back up again. Notice success is not my ability not to fail. Because failing is simply the process of success. The process of being in alignment with success comes as a result of trial and error. And each time you try and it fails and it doesn't seem to go right, remember all of the other times you tried, it failed, you got up again, and eventually the consistent application of getting up again made you so resilient, made you more courageous than you have ever been before. Failing is the scapegoat of the human experience. We blame everything on failing. My relationship is bad because I failed to pay attention to the red flags. That might be true. But are you able to see the other side of the coin? Because on the other side of that coin of failure with your relationships is, because of failing in my relationships, I have come to the realization that I have unprocessed trauma from my childhood. And it is shaping my life from the subconscious, unconscious part of my mind. It is only because of failing at relationships that we have some of the most powerful songs, poetry, books, paintings, movies, and the list goes on and on. Failing in relationships creates an enormous amount of healing that is dispensed to anybody whose heart is open to receive. That's all you got to do. You don't have to pay anything to get in. You just have to open your heart to seeing the other side of the coin. So this is a technique that you can use for anything that pops up in your life. Ask yourself, what is the other side of the coin? Okay, this is the heads. I'm very aware of the heads. Okay, what's the other side of this? What is the positive aspect of this situation? You're just observing. Just practice observing. Because sometimes we're so deep in the story our trauma created that we don't realize we're reenacting our traumatic conditioning and calling it a spiritual attack. But the hologram that we have around us is a result of our conditioning and not stopping to ask your heart, wait a minute, what's the other side of this? Because the positive aspect of every situation that may or may not seem like a failure or a mistake, the positive aspect of that, the ability to see the positive aspect in that, is a combination of an open third eye and a compassion-activated heart. As long as you can release the resistance to judging things and assuming that things will always be as they have always been, you can end victimhood by saying, wait a minute. Things are not always how they have always been because I'm a very different person than I used to be. What's the other side of this coin? And I call this the flip a coin. Just flip the coin. Just flip the coin. And I know we go through some real serious stuff sometimes. So it almost sounds like, what you mean? Like I'm dealing with, chronic illness and people around me keep dying and mental health issues. I'm so depressed that I don't even get out of bed and take a shower for a week. You mean to tell me that I just need to approach life as if it's a game? And my answer to that would be absolutely. If that's something you haven't tried doing consciously, as the more awakened self you are right now, what would you lose for trying that out? What would you lose? What would you lose if you use the flip a coin technique on everything that happens to you that's emotionally intense and triggering? What would you lose? What would you lose if you just flip the coin and start to perceive the arguments that you have over and over and over again in your relationship, not as something that's showing up to attack you, but as something that's showing up because you wanted to be able to know you better? What if what you've been praying and petitioning for is showing up, but it's on the other side of the coin? It's on the other side of the curtain. Just like Wizard of Oz. What's on the other side of the curtain? He had a lot of buttons to control things, and that's how we are. 95% of what's in your life that you can feel, touch, and see and experience is being projected from your subconscious, unconscious self. Only 5% of our mental capacity is being used to create our day-to-day life. Just think about that. So, the next time something happens, come back to, I know, baby, thank you. Come back to, let me just flip a coin on it. Okay? So you might be right. It could be accurate, but it doesn't mean it has to be your story, and it doesn't mean it has to be your truth. At any point in time, you can change your perspective, and you can change your truth. So the next time something happens, say, okay, I feel like they're attacking me because they're jealous of me. It might be true, but flip a coin on it and see what happens. Just ask yourself, what's the other side of this? Just observe yourself. What's the other side of this? The other side of jealousy could be, oh my goodness, I see something so great inside of this person and I feel so bad about myself and I feel so much lack about who I am. Being around them triggers me to realize how much I'm lacking. Could be that. And they project it out as jealousy towards you or envy in an unconscious way. And you can just start to say, okay, that means it must be something. If somebody's jealous, that must mean something inside of me is great. You know, flip the coin. You gonna try this out? Let me know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I want to hear your comments. What you think about this? Peace and power. 2021, just